Hello everyone, and welcome to my showcase and review of the ACE 3 mod for ArmA 3. If you don't know what ACE is the Advanced Combat Environment mod that started out in ArmA 1. That basically changes the game on a variety of things. ACE actually is a combination between CSE and AGM, and of course their own ACE, I guess the remainder of the ACE team, that basically are working together now, collaborating. And I can see in this mod some new features, but a lot of it is still a combination between AGM and CSE. The medical system, I'll spoil you now, is primarily CSE, if not entirely. The interaction system, kinda AGM. Now, the whole thing about interacting and all that, I'll get over that in a second. But it's kinda been changed. So let's start with the interaction menu. The interaction menu works with the self-interaction key and the interaction key, and the actual menu itself has changed from ArmA 2, for instance. As you can see now, it's a circular menu with options that expand themselves. Now, if you happen to have played AGM, you'll see that a lot of these features are pretty much the same, or this menu is pretty much the same as the AGM menu. So this circular menu kind of needs some time to get used to, but after a while it really becomes nice. So the check temperature function just checks the temperature of your gun. Originally I thought it was going to be checking my own temperature in relation to the medical system, but that's not the case. I think they should perhaps change that to check weapon temperature or something like that. Now the surrender option is just you putting up your hands and holstering your weapon. Now, there's an interaction system not just for yourself, but also for other objects, such as an ammo box. And as you can see, the interaction menu is actually, like the interaction buttons and all that, is actually in 3D space on the object itself. So you can see you can interact with the box, carry it, drag it, just like in, I'm not sure about the carry function. Let's see how that does. Item too heavy, but that's because it's just entirely full. This is the medical boxes. I'll use them in the medical showcase in a second. But as you can see, they're the good old ArmA 2 ones. Like that. Nice touch. So yeah, I placed down these civilians to sort of mess around with the interaction and the medical system. As you can see, this is a little bit of the medical system, but as you can see as well, all the options are on the body and the medical system, such where you have to like heal people's left arms or right arms. You can actually see it's actually on the player itself, in 3D space on the object or player, which is cool, but it takes some time getting used to, trust me. And you can tap people's shoulder, just like that. Nice little touch. Alright, now for the medical system. The medical system is primarily CSE. So if you're familiar with CSE, you'll know what to do. I'll demonstrate this with this guy with the beret. I'll shoot him in the leg. Both legs, please. Is that going through him? There we go. So now he's injured in both legs. I can interact him with the interaction button, and I can check him. On the top left, you can see, if you're familiar with CSE, you'll remember there's a visual GUI indicating where the damage is, or where the pain is. In this case, it's primarily the left leg, but there's also a bruise, apparently, in the right leg, even though I shot him. I'm using the advanced option right now for the medical system. There's also a basic one. Unfortunately, there is no single bandage, which I'm not so sure whether I like that, because in ACE and in AGM, I've always used the single bandage option, which just allows you to use bandage and done, you know. It like applies it to the whole body instead of every single part. But maybe they'll change that, or maybe I missed a feature or something like that, but as far as I know, that's not a feature right now. So yeah, you got the left leg bleeding, a velocity wound with large, so I'll just use a packing bandage. Now the medical system itself, you can check CSE videos, there's plenty of them, how to heal people with CSE. I don't think it changed a little bit. sure what you do with a Bruce. I don't know, field dressing? But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. The interaction system, however, is just different. It's no longer a big screen blocking your view. No, it's actually in your space in the 3D space. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna give this guy morphine and be it over with. Also, you kind of clever how you can't give people morphine on like their torso. You actually have to do it on left arm or right arm because of the veins and stuff. Pretty smart. A minor case. Are you still... What do you do with a Bruce? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. So yeah, that's the medical system. I mean, there's also self-interaction, but like I said, C is E. It's pretty much that, with barely any difference. But either way, it's not bad. In my opinion, it's actually quite advanced, and you can toggle between basic and advanced. Unfortunately, I don't think that they have an option to entirely disable the medical system. I'm not sure of that. But yet again, this is the unsupported, unofficial release of the ACE mod. So, I mean, they're still working on it a lot. Like, it's fully active development. In fact, there was an update like 2 hours ago. So, they're still working on it. Alright. Another quick thing I want to show you is the locking system that they announced. It's actually working. So as you can now lock your vehicles and unlock them as long as you have the keys to them. And right now this is not my vehicle, and I'm unable to access it. Even if I try to go into the inventory, it puts me on the ground inventory. So if I try to put something in it, it actually drops it on the ground, not in the vehicle. This is all modular. You can turn it on and off. I'll show you the modules at the end of the video. If this video takes too long, which I think it will because there's a lot of features to go over, there will be a list in the description showing each subject at what time, and you can just click on it and go straight to it. So right now, I don't have the keys to this vehicle, but this Grenadier does. And basically, I can just approach the vehicle, use the interaction menu, the object interaction menu, and I go unlock vehicle, and then I can just get in. Right now, if you're inside of the vehicle, you can't lock it. Unless it's with some kind of key that I don't know, but you can't lock it while inside the vehicle, which I think they should change. Yet again, very early development build, I guess. Anyway, so that's that. Just a nice little feature, because, I mean, you can also lockpick the vehicles if you have a lockpick, but I haven't seen it yet. Also, quick, here is the lockpicking of vehicles. All you need is the lockpicking your inventory, which I think you can only find in the virtual arsenal right now. And there we go. It's lockpicked, which means now you can just enter it. You can access the inventory. Now there are keys out there, just like the master key, which will open any lock, sorry. And they're just general faction keys, which are great. MicroDAGR is just like an ArmA 2 Ace, maybe ArmA 1 Ace. It's a sort of microcomputer, and it's amazing. It's for navigation purposes, and if you press the home key, if that's set to default at least, you can see in the right bottom, it looks like a GPS, and it kind of is a GPS, but it has multiple functions, such as not just showing your grid, but also showing your elevation, your heading, your bearing, even the speed. Like right now, I'm running at 18 kilometers per hour. It also shows you the time, and if you press home once again, you can get to use these 3 buttons. This is a compass, yeah, and this is the map. And now this is actually great because this basically makes it as a functional GPS. And one of the great features is that you can actually lock and unlock the map, or make it static and unstatic, or follow the player. Right now it is static, which means that the map is actually not going to move along with my player, which means I'm basically running out of the boundaries and I'm gone. But if you press this button right here in the middle, it will center on your player and it will follow it just like a regular GPS does. Pretty damn great feature right there. I like this. Another feature of ACE is different ballistics as well as scope zeroing. Now they removed the bipod system, or they never implemented one, unlike AGM and CSE does, because obviously recently, or actually just 2 days ago, the Marksman DLC released, so that means you actually have functional bipods, which is absolutely amazing. So there's no need for a bipod system no more, but they did change the ballistics slightly. I will demonstrate with a quick code. Boom. So we have this player right here, standing next to the car. That's my player model, and there's the vehicle. Now I want to shoot out the tires of the vehicle, so I aim directly on it, and what you will see is that it actually ricochets off, and my actual direct hit is way off target, which means you're going to have to adjust your scope. Now this is an AGM feature, and I'm really hoping that they're going to implement range tables like they did in ArmA 2 Ace, because in ArmA 3 with AGM they decided not to do that. I'm not sure whether it's impossible for them to do that, or they're too lazy, or I don't know. I mean, it could be for any reason, but they said to do it your own, like go on a firing range and try it out yourself. I hope that Ace, however, does implement the range tables, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Either way, so you can adjust the scope just like you're used to in AGM. Now, I've done some previous practice, and I think this must hit it. That's right. This hits straight on target, and that's basically your adjustment right there. Now there's also Kestrel 4500s for the wind deflection and wind adjustment for the scopes, which is great. I'm not I'm not an expert on that subject because I haven't used it. But yeah, just an AGM feature that they decided to add into Ace as well. Another feature of Ace is a captivity system, which is I have to say it's the same one of AGM. Now, going by the assumption that you might not know AGM, you interact with the player. You go for the take prisoner option. You must have a cable tie in your inventory, by the way, and then you can just escort your prisoner, so you can actually frisk him. Now, I truly hope that by the end of like the Ace development, that they're going to implement a feature that allows you to take items from a frisked person. Because this screen is the same one as AGM, but they didn't allow you to take the items. I want to do that. I want to be able to take items from a prisoner, for instance his radio. But either way, that aside, you can escort your prisoner. Now I'm going to escort this guy to the medical truck here that I placed. Once you've reached your vehicle, you can actually release him on two ways. You can scroll with your mouse, or you can go for the self-interaction key and release prisoner. So right now he is released. Unfortunately, it seems like there is currently a glitch going on that causes you not to be able to load in escorted prisoners, which is unfortunate. It's either that, or I am missing some kind of critical element here. But I've tried everything to get this guy in the fucking truck. It ain't working. It's not working with me right now, so I'm just gonna go by the assumption that that is still worked upon, and they're trying to get that implemented. Another cool feature of Ace 3 is the actual map adjustments. Yet again, a lot of it is modular. In fact, most, if not everything, is modular regarding the map. But as you can see right now, the map is actually darkened as it is dark outside. But if you walk into the light, you can see that it just brightens up. Not just that, but also your map actually moves while you run. And if you sprint, it actually moves worse. But if you walk, it actually moves very slowly. So that's kind of cool. Yet again, it's a modular feature, so you can turn this on and off if you want to. And you can adjust whether or not your map goes lighter or darker. In fact, most of what I've shown you today is a modular feature. It means you can turn it on and off or adjust it, and that's cool. AT has also changed. Rocket launchers now get actual disposable tubes, and others get a functionality to be able to lock onto any surface, as well as being able to switch between the fire modes top and directional. Now the Titan is one of those, and you have to lock on using a different method. You have to hold tab until Seek lights up in the top right. So holding tab right now, you have to actually aim on your target, of course. Now remember, this is not a heat-seeking device or anything like that. It actually locks on to wherever you're aiming, which means I may have just locked on to the surface that is behind the tank that I'm shooting. But we'll see. I'm going to select directional fire. You can switch between that using Control Tab. I've set mine to a different key, but either way, let's fire. Rocket goes up, and then comes back down. See if it hits the surface behind the tank or the actual tank itself. Seems like the rocket did not really understand what the fuck was going on. That may have been a glitch, or otherwise it was just me blazing onto its surface that was just too close to target. So let's try hit this globe. I'm gonna call it a globe. Or a radar. You know what? I'm gonna relace this on the top of it. There we go. Rocket goes up. Rocket comes back down. Rocket misses. Great hit. So it takes some time getting used to the top, and I suppose it's still glitched and needs some work. But that's the top function. As I mentioned, some tubes are now also disposable, such as the N-Law. Fire. Watch out for the Black Blast, because that's also simulated, but not for AI, it seems like. It's only for players. Fire. Great hit. And it says on the right top it's now a used tube, and I can't do anything with it, so I may as well just drop it on the ground. I can't use it no more. Disposable rocket launchers. Next feature I want to show you guys is the ground stabilizing turrets for helicopters, gunships in particular. And you know, in general, the HUD has changed as well. Been a lot of changes. There's even a laser self-designator. However, that one is slightly glitched. I will show you that in a second. But yeah, for instance, the ground stabilizing turrets means that I can zero in on a target such as enemies right here, or maybe these enemies over there. Well, how about this guy? I'll just simply have to press tab to laser in on the range, or even better, I can turn on the laser designator. This will automatically update even if I'm off targets. As you can see, the range keeps changing. If I go further, the range will change to nearly 1,000 meters, or automatically back to 960-ish. So now if I use my 20mm HE Gatling cannon, I'm gonna unleash hell on these guys. But you know, switch to thermal. Let's see. And it automatically adjusts for this person, for instance. Or maybe these guys. As you can see, it's very satisfying to see these guys blowing up. I mean, falling down, it's just amazing. However, there's also a glitch. As you can see, that laser designator keeps going up and down, and that is actually preventing another great feature that would work, which is the Dagger laser-guided rockets. Now, you can see how the missile does in fact adjust, but because of this glitch, it just is unable to really stay on target. I'm not sure what is causing this, but it's laser designator keeps going up and down in a specific, I don't know, period. Not sure what this is. Maybe it's probably a glitch. It is a glitch. But you know, early development. Another feature I want to show you guys is the ability to attach various objects, well, primarily chem lights and IR strobes and stuff like that, to vehicles now, which is absolutely great. I mean, especially if you're driving in convoy formation or something like that, or you need some kind of, I don't know, designation for a vehicle. You can just interact with the vehicle, attach item, and then, for instance, an IR strobe, and you get to choose where you want to place it. It doesn't look like the IR strobe is a visible object right now, but that's okay. There you go. You got the IR strobe attached to where I selected it, but to a certain extent, you can place it anywhere, like a chem light, for instance. See, like, where do I want to place this chem light? I want to place it here on the side. It's gonna not always be precisely where you want it. Sometimes it doesn't even work at all, as I just demonstrated. Oh, damn. Damn! Sometimes it just doesn't want to work, but not giving up. There we go. Looks like the back part of this vehicle is sort of, I don't know, glitched in a way. But yeah, you can attach vehicles, you can attach chem lights and stuff like that to various vehicles. But also explosives. And that brings me on the next subject, explosive system. An explosive system is essentially the same thing as in AGM. With just the interaction menu changing, really. You can still attach explosives to vehicles, which is absolutely great. However, there is a slight glitch with what seems to be the triggers on explosives. Now, as you might know, or maybe not at all, that's okay. Each explosive either needs a firing device or a timer or some kind of designator or like a pressure plate. But say the ones that need firing devices, looks like the firing device is currently glitched. I assume that once, like maybe updates come out and stuff, and when it actually comes out, because this is an unsupported, unofficial release, I assume it will be fixed. But right now, I am resorting to either pressure plates or anything like that, but any firing devices will not work, unfortunately. So take this C4, I'm going to place it right on the axis of this vehicle. Let's do some lining out here. Right here. Whatever. Close a little bit. That's okay. Then you get to interact with the object while it's there. With the interaction menu. You can pick it back up, or you can select a trigger. Now if I select the firing device, the self-interaction menu doesn't work no more. So I'm going to select a timer. Let's say 30 seconds. Now the timer is set to 30 seconds. So I better get the fuck out. And we'll watch a nice little explosion. It won't be huge, but it'll be significant enough. Boom! There goes the vehicle. It might actually have a secondary explosive. There we go. That was just the fuel igniting right there. Nice. Real nice. Another explosive system. I mean, there's plenty of explosives in ArmA 3. But, I mean, there's slams. And I want to use those next. But there's also mines, and there's tripwires, and claymores. I want to try the slam here. Because the slam is sort of unique. You can actually use 3, if not 4, different ways of detonating. There you go, 4. You can use it with the firing device. You can use a timer. You can even use a bottom attack, which is just a sensor that detects when you're on top of it, or maybe a side attack. I want to use a side attack now. So the side attack is here. I'm not sure if it only triggers for vehicles. It might trigger for infantry, so since I don't want to instantly die, I'm going to use this little off-road truck. I'm going to have to switch to the Grenadier for that, because as I mentioned earlier, he is the only one that has keys to this vehicle. So, unlock vehicle, get inside of it, and just slowly drive past the mine. Or even fast, it doesn't matter, but just drive past the mine. Boom. And it ignites. Shakes my screen and injures me. And my wheels are fucked. Destroying the wheels is most likely what's going to happen with the side attack. The bottom attack might also do something similar to that, but I have no time to show that now. A quick rundown through the modules of this modification. They're separate in 3 different categories. You got the Ace regular modules, and they are primarily the AGM ones, as you can see, with the blue for tracking, check, and PBO. So just quickly going through them. I mean, most of them are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you got the options for the MicroDAGR, you can turn it on and off. The map, you can turn it on and off. The features like that. Even the wind deflection is something you can turn off for AI, or turn it on. I guess it will spare some performance. There's a rally point system that's for like respawning and stuff like that. Medical system, these modules are primarily made by CSE original, or like they are the original CSE modules. You cannot turn off the medical system because there's no function here that says like turn off medical system. So the medical system is going to be in there no matter what, and it might break missions that have like a revive system inside of them. They might break. So just a heads up. Either way, even if the medical module is not there, there will still be a medical system present, part of Ace, with just the default settings on. So you got the treatment settings, and then you got this midget module, which is just ambient sounds using a class name. I guess some people like that, maybe. Either way, that's about it. There are no other modules as far as I've seen. So yeah. So that pretty much does it for this showcase, or my impressions on this mod. And I hope that you will have gotten some insight on what the mod is about, and I hope you're looking as forward to playing it as I do. Because it will be released somewhere, I suppose, this month of April. And, well, let's see if all those bugs are going to be fixed up. Anyway, for any questions or feedback, just post it in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.